What's up, everybody? Richard here with another edition of the Warped Report. We got a lot of stuff to cover, so I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just dive on into it, leading us off with Limp Bizkit canceling their tour. As I just said, Limp Bizkit has canceled the remainder of their tour, and I also want to say shout out to 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪😅. This is where pretty much this is actually where all the news is coming from on this episode of the Warped Report. 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 does a great job, I think, of curating all the news. I think they do a phenomenal job. But anyway, Limp Bizkit has canceled the remainder of their tour with Spiritbox. This is kind of interesting. I'm not really sure the reasoning behind this, but they do have a statement here that says, out of abundance of caution and concern for the safety of the band, crew, and most of all the fans, the Limp Bizkit show this Monday and the remaining August tour is being canceled. Refunds are available at their points of purchase. All tickets purchased online will be automatically refunded. So it's kind of unclear what the catalyst for this was, but this what this also points to is a trend that I hope we don't see here in the future with live music coming back, with all the different COVID variants and whatnot that are happening. I hope this isn't like a bad omen of what's to come, but obviously, I was supposed to be going to the Thursday show, with Spiritbox here in Guilford, New Hampshire, but of course I will no longer be, and it really stinks that this got canceled, because I was definitely looking forward to it, as I'm sure everybody else was, that was also part of this, tour that wanting to go anyway, and obviously the people that are part of the tour too, the bands and the crew and everything like that. It's just a real bummer. It really, really is a real bummer. Now, this next story is gonna be a controversial one, and but it's important that we do cover this stuff like this here on the Warped Report. I think it's very important. Regardless of whatever your viewpoint on this is definitely something that we need to discuss. Either way, so let's just dive into it head first here. 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 vocalist says he won't play shows where vaccination is required. Now, I actually saw this on Instagram myself when I was going through, stories on there. But yes, Tom Barber, who is the vocalist for 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 and 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, has he posted on his story here, if your country or state requires me to be vaccinated to play a show, I will not play the show. So that is the stance that he has taken, and as they point out here on 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪�ึ it's worth noting that 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 to see what's going to happen with this here. Now, of course, if Tom Barber is choosing, not to get vaccinated, obviously, people have different opinions about that, but obviously it's a choice that he's making. And so, I know a lot of people are speculating, what does this mean? Is he going to be in Chelsea Grin much longer, or, what's going to happen? I think those are all really, really important questions. And of course, here on Lamb Goat, this has 93 comments, and the Lamb Goat comment section isn't exactly known for people playing nice, so you can only imagine what's going on over there. But that is definitely something that we need to talk about, because Chelsea Grin is obviously a prominent band. Tom Barber is a fantastic vocalist, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here moving forward, and we'll find out, obviously, as time progresses here. And so speaking of Tom Barber and 𝗪𝗏, the drummer and also the guy who writes all the instrumental for 𝗪𝗏, Josh Miller, he has left 𝗪𝗏, and he has joined 𝗧𝗛𝗘, and 𝗧𝗘𝗘 has also signed with Rise Records. Now, I have sources close to this situation that have told me that the new 𝗧𝗘𝗘 material is absolute fire. So I'm looking forward to that. I haven't actually heard any of it personally, but I have it on very good authority to report that, there's a lot of excitement coming from, people around 𝗧𝗘𝗘, and, let's just say that we're looking forward to some good stuff, because I think it's fair to say that their most recent record that I believe that they released independently, there was something missing about it. There was something, the mix was kind of, not up to par, I think, especially when you think of their record, Nothing Is Beautiful. So, with Rise Records here, listen, the sky is going to be the limit for 𝗧𝗘𝗘 here. I think that they're really in a great spot, especially with Josh now. part of the mix. Maybe we'll get some of that Darko influence with some of the material. Who knows? But new Spite is on the way, and they are signed to Rise Records. So that is, that's big. That's very, very big. This next story here is one that I feel like we talk about far too often in the scene, metalcore, deathcore, that type of stuff. And unfortunately, you know, there's been some alleged abuse allegations and whatnot. Of course, you know, it's never good to hear this kind of stuff. It just sucks, you know, because we just want to enjoy the music. And, you know, I just wish that the behavior of people involved, I just wish it could be improved, personally. But with that said, Signs of the Swarm have ousted guitarist Corey Smarsh following allegations of physical abuse. And, you know, I saw the post from, you know, his former partner. And, you know, it's not great stuff to read in any of these circumstances. It's all very, it's just not good. It's just plain and flat out not good. And, you know, they've moved forward. They're a 3-piece now. And, you know, they have more material that's going to be coming out, a new record that's coming out. So, you know, I think that it's important to keep in mind, too, that these are 3 guys that we should still, you know, unless, you know, of course, if these abuse allegations are true and anybody, you know, kind of condoned that or, you know, wiped it off or, you know, just didn't pay any mind to it, that is obviously something that we should take, you know, note of. But moving forward, these 3 guys, you know, they still deserve support from the fan base. I think that's one thing that's not really talked about enough, is that there's some guys who, you know, also face that backlash of one bad actor. And looking forward to new Signs of the Swarm. I think that their most recent singles have been pretty top-notch, and I'm personally excited for it. So to round out the news, before we get into some songs to talk about, another tour has also been canceled, and that is Upon a Burning Body. They've canceled their August tour dates due to a COVID outbreak, but this is something that's happened within their camp. It says here, unfortunately, all the August shows have been canceled due to a COVID breakout in the camp. This means we are also not playing at the Gathering, that's the Gathering of the Juggalos. Stay safe, everyone. We'll be seeing you all soon, touring on a new full-length album. So, new album coming from Upon a Burning Body, but of course, you know, hopefully the person who has contracted COVID is okay. And, you know, obviously a smart decision here, especially if it's somebody that's in the camp, very closely associated with Upon a Burning Body. I think that's the right move to make. But now we're going to go into a couple songs that came out and talk about them. We have Wage War's newest single, High Horse, a really great back to form kind of song for them, you know, really in the vein of Stitch and also, you know, The River, stuff like that. Very heavy. You know, it has like that call out of the title of the song, High Horse, similar to Fury off of Pressure. Really good song, top-notch metalcore. I would highly recommend checking that out. And they also have a quote here that says, over the last year, we've been working the hardest we ever have on music we couldn't be more proud of. High Horse is just the first taste. So hopefully we get more tracks like High Horse from LP4 from Wage War. And also Brand Sacrifice released their newest single, Enemy, featuring Spencer Chamberlain of Under Oath in what was a short film. You know, it was nearly 8 minutes long. The song's, I think, about 3.5 minutes. It's a cool, I reacted to it on my channel. It's a cool video, really top-notch production value with that. And the song is good. I really like the song a lot. Do I like other songs on Lifeblood more? Yes, but I think I'd probably put it like an 8 out of 5 out of 10 for me. There's a second verse. The second verse is where Spencer and Kyle, this frontman of Brand Sacrifice, kind of trade off. I think that's a really cool way to implement a feature. And so this past week was a really cool week for music, especially with 2 singles from 2 headline type of bands such as Brand Sacrifice and Wage War. But with all that said, everybody, that is it for this week's episode of the Warped Report. Were you supposed to be going to that Limp Bizkit show? If you did get to go see Limp Bizkit, how was it? Let me know down in the comments below. Obviously, the stuff going on with Tom is going to be a hot point of contention. So, obviously, I do want to hear all your thoughts on it, though. No, regardless, I think that it's an important talking point. You know, no matter what, it's a tough thing to talk about. You know, especially it's a very divisive topic. But, you know, it is what it is. Spite signing to Rise Records. What do you guys think of that? Are you excited for the new album? What do you think of Josh joining the band? Upon a Burning Body. Were any of you going to the gathering of the Juggalos? I mean, I have no idea what that scene would look like. And lastly, what did you guys think of the new Brand of Sacrifice at Wage War singles? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you guys want to find me, all my information is down in the description of this video as well. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Warped Report. I will see you guys next time. Peace.